Shri Gurudeva Datta. Chapter 2 starts with the question that Namadharak asked Siddha Yogi as to why was the incarnation of the Trinity, that is the culmination of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh into Lord Dattatreya, necessary. Siddha Yogi goes on to explain this by narrating some scriptural verses of Vedavyas. He says that the creation started with the mental desire of Mahavishnu. As he was lying relaxed on a leaf of the banyan tree, he suddenly felt that he had to create something. So, from his umbilical cord came the Lord Brahma, who looked in all the four directions and therefore is symbolized as having four heads. Looking at the four directions, Brahma realized that he was going to be the creator of the entire universe, and so a little bit of ego crept into him. But Mahavishnu told him, I am the supreme being here. The lesson we learn from that is, when there is a mental desire, it gives rise to a little bit of ego also. Brahma was then given the function of creation. The creation started with the blowing up of the golden cosmic egg, that is the Hiranyagarbha, into two parts. One the earth, second water. Different living creatures started inhabiting this in the form of asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction, and also vegetative propagation. We see this in modern science, and this was also prevalent in our scriptures. Now, from this came the next creation which Brahma did for the mental faculty of human beings, and that was the Shastras in the form of 18 Puranas, 6 Shastras and the 4 Vedas. He also created a time frame for each of these things to happen. These were called as Yugas, and the 4 Yugas were KRITA, TRETA, DWAPARA and Kali Yuga. Now, KRITA Yuga is symbolized or personified as righteousness standing on its 4 feet, deep-rooted. In this Yuga, people were supposed to be honest, simple and would never speak a lie. Next came the TRETA Yuga. TRETA Yuga, the feet of righteousness were only 3 which were deep-rooted. That means there was a little bit of degradation in human thought. The third Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, was when 2 feet of righteousness were deep-rooted, which symbolizes that 50% of the human population would be having a lot of unrighteous activities. They would be corrupt, they would be dishonest and maybe speak lies too. The fourth, that is Kali Yuga, had only 1 foot deep-rooted, which meant that a very small part of the population would be on the path of righteousness. The remaining would be following many corrupt practices. Brahma summoned all the Yugas in the form of a personified human being. Each of the Yugas was to follow the other, but finally when Kali, personified in the form of the Kali Yuga, Kali, when summoned by Brahma, came completely naked, with one hand holding his tongue and the other his genital organs. Brahma was amused at this appearance because Kali was intermittently laughing and crying and showing signs of a complete mad person. Brahma asked him for his strange behavior. Kali said, in my Yuga, this will be the primary thing for human beings. One, they will have no end to their carnal desires, and second, they will have no end to the taste buds also. Kali goes on to say that the people who are dishonest, people who are unfaithful, people who are corrupt, people who speak lies, these will be the persons who are very dear to me. He says, I love being with people who are full of hatred, jealousy, anger and so many other negative qualities. For me, they are my truest devotees. But he says, I am very scared of those people who keep chanting the name of Harihara, that is Vishnu and Shiva. I get scared to go anywhere near them. In fact, I run away the moment I see them. Today, if you see around us, that is what exactly is prevalent, that we see quarrels, we see arguments, we see fights and murders. This is all the influence of Kali in this Yuga. Siddha Yogi now goes on to explain what further was a conversation that happened between Kali and Brahma. Kali asked Brahma, you talk about a guru who is going to be incarnating for the benefit of those people who are righteous. What is the importance of this guru? On being asked this question, Brahma says, I'll narrate an incident which is very important for you to know the importance of a guru in this yuga. He says, there was a rishi, Veda Dharma, in the Angiras ashram who had many disciples and all of them were sincere and devout. One day he summoned all his disciples and asked them whether they were ready for a certain test. Everyone was keen to see what the Guru was going to ask them. He said, I have just realized that I have got lots of karmas pending on me due to my past birth bad activities. They are going to be coming in the form of an ailment called leprosy, and it is going to go to a very advanced stage. Any one of you who would like to come along with me to Kashi, where I am going there for atonement of those sins, will be welcome. Is any of you ready to come with me? Most of the disciples backed out, but one disciple, Sandeepak, he stood very firm and said, Yes, Guru, I will come along with you. He smiled at him and said, Child, it's not a very easy task taking care of the Guru. It's like walking on coals of fire. I will be having leprosy at an advanced stage. There will be pus and blood oozing out of my wounds. You will have to clean them. Because of the pain and agony, I may sometimes scold you or abuse you or even beat you. Are you ready to face all this? And it may not be just a year or two, it may take a very long time. Sandeepak was very firm in his decision and he said, I am ready to be with you for the rest of my life, Guru. What I need is your grace. So Sandeepak and his Guru, they left for Kashi. At Kashi, the condition of the Guru worsened. The blood, the pus which was oozing out of his wounds gave him so much of pain that some days he would beat Sandeepak to such an extent that Sandeepak would feel bad, but he had already promised that he would not leave his position as a disciple and so continue to be with him. There were days when he used to bring bhiksha and feed his Guru, and his Guru would flung it away, saying that this was not having any taste. Some days he would ask for a sweet dish, and if not given, he would beat Sandeepak. This went on for 21 years, and in all these 21 years, Sandeepak did not even visit the Kashi Vishweshwar temple once. This amused Lord Shiva, who felt that people come far and wide and they come to my temple and take my darshan. Even if they are there at Kashi for a single day, they do not fail to come and see me. Then what is it that is stopping Sandeepak from coming to take my darshan? He appears in front of Sandeepak and asks him the reason for it. Sandeepak with folded hands says that I am so busy in the service of my Guru that I do not get time for any other thought or action. So please pardon me for it. Shiva says, no, I am very pleased with your devotion to your Guru. You can ask me for any boon that you want. Sandeepak says, wait here for some time. I'll go quickly to my Guru and ask him if he needs any boon to be granted. This innocence of Sandeepak makes Shiva more affectionate towards this child. Sandeepak goes and he prostrates in front of his Guru and says, Shiva Shankar has given me a vision and he has asked me for a boon to be granted. I told him I will ask you. Shall I ask him to get you rid of all the ailment that you have so that you can live your rest of your life in a peaceful manner? The Guru is agitated and annoyed. He flings some articles at Sandeepak and says, is this the shortage of your patience? Are you tired of me? Are you tired of serving me for so many years? Ultimately, you proved to be the most dishonest disciple by giving up halfway through. So saying, he hurled a lot of abuses at Sandeepak. He said, I do not want anyone's boon or grace. I want you to serve me. If you want to serve, you can. Otherwise, you may leave. Sandeepak feels a little dejected that his intention was not understood in the right perspective. He goes back to Shiva and says, my Guru does not want any boon to be granted. He wants to have the atonement of his sins at Kashi and he doesn't want any short method to come out of it. Now Shiva is even more pleased. He blesses him and goes back. Now Shiva meets Vishnu and in the process of the discussion, he tells him that there is a boy at Kashi who's come to serve his Guru. He has been there for such a long time, but he has not even come and visited me. When I went to grant him a boon, that too he refused. Such is his intense devotion to his Guru. Vishnu is even more eager to meet Sandeepak, and so he appears in front of him. And he says, I have heard about you from Shiva Shankar, and I am pleased with the devotion that you have towards your Guru. How is it that you have so much of sincerity in your thought and action that you do not even find it as necessary? That is, Hari and Hara, both of them have appeared in front of you, but you do not feel the need to even ask us for anything. Sandeepak says, I do not want anything from you. You have given me a darshan that itself is a big boon or a blessing to me. He says that so many yogis, sages and saints sit for hours or years in meditation to have a glimpse of you, and you have appeared in front of me because of the grace of my Guru. So I attribute all this benefit only to my Guru's service and my Guru. Vishnu is so pleased with him that he also calls for the Guru at the same spot, and both the Guru, Vedadharma and Vishnu then reveal that it was a part of their divine strategy to test the bhakti of this child Sandeepak. This is how intense Guru devotion is, and this is just the beginning of the Shree Guru Charitra. As we go in the further part of the episodes of this particular series, we'll come to know how our devotion to the Guru becomes multifold. Till then, we'll keep chanting Shri Gurudeva Datta.